this is Wendy with Wendy's Dallas Kitchen. Thank you for joining me. What I've decided to feature for you are my Wendy's tea cakes. That's been very popular among my friends and family, so I decided it would be a good opportunity and a good recipe to share with you. So they're called tea cakes, but they're actually a cookie. So see, they're a cookie rather than an actual cake. Similar to a Russian tea cake or a Mexican wedding cookie. But I would say if you love these, once you make them, which I believe that you will, then I wouldn't substitute and try the other recipes because these are fabulous. They are very, very good. Another nice thing about this recipe is these cookies are great to enjoy any time of the day. So you could have these for breakfast. You can have them around lunchtime or afternoon, which a lot of Europeans like them as an afternoon tea type of cookie. And then they're excellent served after a dinner party or among friends or family after dinner. So they're a great, great after dinner cookie to have with some coffee or tea. So, and they're great in the morning with coffee. Okay, so let me get started. What you will do is preheat your oven to 350. Make sure you have 350 degrees on your oven to start, and then you will have wanted to soften three sticks of unsalted butter. So make sure you soften it. I usually take butter out maybe like an hour to 2 hours prior to using it. I've always said in the summertime, even a little bit warmer of a room will allow you to maybe take it out just for 1 hour, 1 to 2 hours. So 3 tablespoons of butter. So we start with our butter and put that in your mixing bowl with an electric mixer, or you can use a hand mixer, either one. But you start with 3 sticks of butter. I think you'll really love this recipe. I hope you give it a shot. When I have made these, I do give them to my wonderful neighbors, and they have really loved them too. And they are really nice during the holidays, similar to a snowball, pecan snowball cookie, something like that. But these are even better. They're even better than that. So yeah, please give it a try. But they are excellent and really nice and festive to serve during Thanksgiving or Christmas, but any time of the year as well. So I hope you'll try it. Okay, so you have your butter, 3 sticks of butter, and then you take your sugar, granulated sugar, okay? Take granulated sugar. And you will need 1 cup of sugar. So your granulated sugar, and you'll need 1 cup. All right, so you'll mix your sugar and your butter. And you always, it's similar to any recipe where you're baking and making cookies or cake. You almost always start with your butter and your sugar and cream those together. Make them. And I've always mentioned when I'm baking, you want to take your spatula or a nice soft spoon that's similar to a spatula and scrape the sides of your mixing bowl. And the reason is, of course, your butter will adhere to the sides, and you just need to make sure it's all mixed really well together. So do that on the entire, all sides, and then mix it again. And you only mix it for just a couple of minutes until it's thoroughly combined. And that's all you need. So. Great. Okay, so that's mixed together. Then you want to take your pure vanilla extract, and I always use pure vanilla extract, and you want to put in about 1 1/4 teaspoons, okay? Not quite a half, just about 1 1/4 teaspoons of that. And then you'll take your almond extract, and you want to put in the same, so about 1 1/4 teaspoons of your almond extract as well. 1 1/4 of each. So the vanilla, pure vanilla, I always say that, don't use imitation. The same with the almond extract, okay? It's really good. So then you want to mix that together. Okay, and then after you mix it, just a couple of seconds, about 30 seconds, then do it again as far as scraping your sides down, okay? And then that will help it mix together well. Okay. And these are wonderful cookies. Once you make them and try them, or anyone else around you, your family, friends, they will be addicted to these cookies, because these cookies are fabulous. So yeah, they are really, really nice, delicious. And the almond, that almond extract flavor is excellent. It's really what makes them. Okay, great. So you want that mixed very well together, and the reason is because now you're going to add your dry ingredients. So for the dry ingredients, you take 3 1/2 cups of flour, all-purpose flour. 3 1/2 cups. And you always want to use use unbleached flour when you bake. And the reason is it's healthier for you. Use the unbleached. You don't want a bleached flour. Okay, so this happens to be King Arthur. I like that one, but I like Whole Foods brand. I like many other brands, but I think Target has a really good brand of their own. Also organic, if you like organic. I know they have a great organic flour too. This one happens to be organic, but so 3 1/2 cups of flour. Okay. These are fabulous, served, like I said, with coffee or tea. I mean, they are so good. And you won't just have one. You might try to just have one, but I don't think you'll just have one cookie once you try them. So 3 1/2 cups. And then, okay, 1/4, actually want a teaspoon of salt. Kosher salt. So add 1 teaspoon of kosher salt. Kosher salt is amazing for baking, so I always like to use a kosher salt. All right, and then also take the mixer and mix it kind of on low because you just put the flour in. Don't put it on high. That won't be too pleasant. So while that's mixing together, you will take about 2 cups of powdered sugar. So 2 cups of powdered sugar and put it on your plate. You can cover the plate. It's not a science as far as this because you're going to dip the cookies into this powdered sugar. So you want about 2 cups on the plate. You can always add more if you need it, but that's the start. Okay, once you've mixed this together for just about a minute, you want to scrape your sides down yet again, and then we're going to add the chopped pecans. So, you really are going to want the smallest pecan pieces that you can get. So you want like chopped pecans, or if they're small, you don't want them minced or into a flour or anything, nothing like that, but you want pretty small pieces because they're going into the cookie. Now if you happen to have pecan halves, just take a cup and put them in a Ziploc bag, and take a cup and just pound on them just to break them up into smaller pieces. Okay, now we're going to add the pecans. So you want to add 1½ cups of small diced pecans, okay? Or like I said, you can use, all right, so 1½. And your mixer also will, if they're a little larger, on a larger size, which these actually kind of are, your mixer will, okay, perfect. Your mixer will also break them up a little. So take them and again, start kind of slow because you just put them in. You don't want them going all over the place. All right, and then add those in, and then once it gets started and they won't fly all over, turn it up a little bit, little by little. So do that for about a minute. And once you've reached about a minute, then scrape down the sides again. So there's a lot of scraping down the sides in this recipe because it's basically a cookie dough, right? So you really want it all mixed in nicely together. All right, so here we are. And I turn this mixer on just a little bit so that it clears the other side. If you have an electric mixer, that's how best to do it. Okay. I made these for my neighbor for her birthday, and she and her husband and her mom are in love with these cookies. They love them. So my husband does too. So they are a very popular cookie every time I make them. So you've mixed that another minute or minute and a half. Now, take off any rings you have or anything, and you're ready to hand mix this together a little bit, because what you're going to do is take basically it's going to look like this. I took this out so I can show you. You're going to make 2 discs about the size of this, just about 3/4 of an inch thick. And you're going to take, I'll show you, your plastic wrap, any kind of great plastic wrap, and all right, so I'm going to move this for a minute out of the way, and then you're going to take your dough and mix it with your hands, okay? really well. And then you're going to place one on this, okay? So take your beater and make sure you get all the dough out of the middle of the beater, okay. And then, all right, and you'll need a cookie sheet, because of course you're gonna put these on your cookie sheet after. Okay, so you mix the dough together. Don't be surprised if you see a little flour that didn't mix in, because this is, you know, it's a floury cookie dough, so that's how it should look. But you want to mix that in together, though. You want to make sure you mix it in. You don't leave the flour, you know, on the outside of the dough. You want to mix that thoroughly into it. So see, you're mixing this in together to make a really nice cookie dough. And squeeze it. So take it and just squeeze it, turn it, and make sure you're really mixing it together really well. Okay, and this dough really does take a lot of squeezing. You just want to make sure that you're really squeezing that flour in to the dough, and make sure you take it from the bottom. Take it from the bottom like this and lift it over and around, because when you press on the bottom of your bowl, you'll take up the rest of the flour and everything that you've mixed together. So it's a good little workout for your hands and your arms. Okay, so mix that in really well together. And then once you do that, and you feel good that it's really mixed in, then you're going to take half of the dough. So take, you know, just, you can guess at it a little. It's not that important, but try to just take half of it and press it together like this. And what I like to do when you're supposed to be putting dough in a disc shape, I like to take it and form it in a ball first, like a large ball. That'll be easier, right? And it's really important to squeeze this together so you don't have slits all over it, right? But it's easy. Just take it and mold it together, like almost like Play-Doh when you were a kid. So take it, then you start pounding it a little bit in the middle, so you start turning it into a disc, and use your thumbs. Then just take it, put it on the plastic, and form a nice round disc like this. And then when you do that, flip it over, and you'll see it's really nice. And then make sure it stays together, which is real easy. Just keep it together and into your disc. Flip it together. I know my hair, I went swimming today, this evening after work, and my hair is just kind of a mess. Just dried it. So take it into a disc like this, and I know I just let it dry. I was going to put my hair up, but anyway, I wanted to get this going for you. Okay, so this is the disc. Then you take your disc and just sort of make sure the sides are nice, and then you wrap it. So you wrap that, take another piece of plastic and wrap it across the sides. All right, so that it's wrapped really nicely. Wrap it on the other angle, other side. And then you put this into the refrigerator, okay? You're gonna make 2 of those, all right? Put it in the refrigerator and chill it for 30 minutes, minimum, 30 to 45 minutes, okay? So put it in your refrigerator, let it sit for about 30 to 45 minutes. Then you'll take out your dough, okay? You'll have a disc like this. I used half of this one already to make these for you because I wanted you to be able to see how it turns out. So, this is the science part, okay? This is important. So take your dough, and when you're going to form, you form a size that is about the size a little bit smaller than a golf ball, okay? And when you take the piece, you just grab a piece of the dough, squeeze it. And the reason you're squeezing it is you do not want the dough to like have any creases or come apart, right? So that's how you form it into your ball. You just squeeze it really well on each side, make sure it's really nice and together. If you roll it between your hands and you just feel that it feels like it's not formed into a nice ball, and it's kind of coming apart, then you have to squeeze it again a couple times and then make sure it's really well formed, and that's it. That's you put that on your cookie sheet. Let's see, I can show you. Put that on your cookie sheet. Oh, I did bring one over here, sorry. Okay, so put it on your cookie sheet. I actually put 3, 6, 9, 12. I put 12 on one cookie sheet at a time. So put each one on your cookie sheet, put it in the oven, and bake them for about 20 to 22 minutes. Maybe about 20, 22 minutes. It should not take more than 25 minutes on 350. So make sure you watch it. Okay, so what I did, so you don't have to wait 20 or 25 minutes, is I have actually some that I've already baked. So here are the ones I already baked. They're beautiful. They're like little nice cookies that you can put on a plate, and here's what you do. So they come out of the oven, let them sit about 10 minutes, and once they've sat about 10 minutes, they will be a little bit warm, just a little warm, but not hot, but a little warm. Take a cookie and put it in your 2 cups or so of powdered sugar. And you want to really roll it, and then take the sugar and top it, okay? So keep doing that several times, okay? And press, even on the bottom side of the cookie, I take some powdered sugar and I pat it onto it, then flip it over and pat it over the top. You want a really nice coating of powdered sugar, to the point that you take the cookie and you literally pat it on the top. You don't press it hard, right? You don't want to break it, but you put enough that you really have a coating on the top. Don't shake that off or anything. Leave the coating on the top. All right, and then that's when you put it on your plate. It's ready to go. So that's how it will look. They're beautiful, but most of all, they're scrumptious. They are so delicious. So you just keep doing that again. I'll do one more for you so you can see it. Take the powdered sugar and then cup it in your hands over the top like that. Take it on the other side where it's flat on the bottom and press it a little, okay, to where it's really good. Then again on the top, and again, you want a really nice coating of powdered sugar on the top and the bottom, really, okay? You can even do it again. Bottom, flip it over to the top. Okay, perfect. So that's when it's ready to go and set on the plate. Now, what I've done is sometimes after they're sitting on the plate, that's why you want a really nice coating, okay? After they're sitting on the plate, let's say a couple of hours, sometimes you can see that the powdered sugar has kind of soaked into the cookie a little. Sometimes what I do actually before I'm going to, like for the last time before I wrap them for the night, is I'll put another little, I'll save and cover my powdered sugar. Then I'll take it off, the plastic off, and I'll put another little light coating on it. Because once they've fully cooled and kind of settled, you could do that so they kind of have that nice dry coating over them, so they're not too sticky or anything. So that's how I coat them with the powdered sugar. And another tip for these cookies, they can stay out on your counter covered. I put them on a plate like this or cookie sheet or something, but make sure they're securely wrapped. So like on a plate, take plastic wrap so that you know that it's really sealed around the edges, okay? So you keep them really well sealed. And on a plate, it's perfect. Just cover it with plastic wrap, make sure that it's nicely covered. There isn't air getting in them. And then they are good for days on the counter. They're perfect. So these cookies, that's the beauty of them, is that you can, I don't think they'll last days in your house if you're like me, or with my friends, but they will last for several days. I would say up to 4 or 5 days on the counter covered. So I hope you give it a try. This is a fantastic recipe. It's Wendy's Tea Cakes. I will put my recipe online as I always do. I hope you take a look and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't subscribed already. I hope that you will. It's Wendy's Dallas Kitchen on my YouTube channel. And then I will also put the link to YouTube on my Facebook page. And and I hope that you leave me your comments. So if you try any of my recipes, I would love if you would leave me comments, reviews, comments, whatever, and maybe pictures too, if you're comfortable taking a few pictures of your cookies or whatever else I've made. I would love that. So thank you so much, and have a great rest of the week. Thank you.